Hello and welcome to the eyeball dissection video. In this video I'm just going to show you guys how I did the eyeball dissection. And the first thing I should tell you guys about is basic safety. So ideally we want goggles, a lab coat, pants that cover our entire leg, closed-toe shoes, things like that. I might talk about some other safety stuff as we go through it and as I think about it. But I should also mention that the day that I filmed this, there was no power at the school, so I had to film it at home in my backyard, and I forgot my lab coat. So I didn't wear my lab coat. This time I still had eye protection and gloves and things like that, but I just didn't wear the lab coat. Instead, I wore some clothes. I was okay with getting dirty. Okay, so here I'm just showing off the outside of the eye basically. The point I wanted to make with this is just to show that there was a lot of fat tissue and stuff around the eye. You might even get a bit of the eyelid depending on just the specimen you get. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off all of this fatty tissue and muscle here that's on the outside of the eye. Okay, so here I just wanted to show off a little bit of the sclera, which is the tough white portion that makes up the globe of the eye, and then also the cornea, which is it's making up that clear portion that I'm pointing to right now. Inside of that, you could see the iris a bit, which is the colored part. Here I'm just showing off a bit of the optic nerve, which is this stalk looking portion that's coming out the posterior end of the eye. Remember that carries visual information from the eye into the brain. Here I'm going to put the eye down and I'm going to make an incision with the scalpel. If you don't have a scalpel, you can just use the scissors that you get or a kitchen knife if possible. Once I've made the first incision to help me get the scissors in, or if you just are able to stick the scissors into the eye, I tried cutting like basically a hole into the eye first, like a circular portion, so I could see the inside, I could see the humor and things like that. So that's what I'm doing here with the scissors. Once I put a hole in the eye, you can kind of see the inside. The black stuff is the choroid lining around the inside of the eye, and the shimmering stuff is the humor. Not anything funny, but it's the liquid that helps the eye keep its shape. That's what I'm showing off here. And I'm going to try to put some of the humor into the cup. So I couldn't get the fluid out through the hole, so what I ended up doing is I ended up cutting around the cornea, which is what you're seeing here. Just going with the scissors, and then I can get the different structures out to show you. Here I've successfully removed everything and I'm showing you the back, the posterior of the eye. You can see the black choroid, the colored blue and green tapetum lucidum. And then you can also see a little bit of the blood vessels there for the retina, which is there in the posterior part of the eye. So remember that this portion of the eye has the cells for basically taking in that light information, and that light information is going to go through the optic nerve. And here I'm showing the lens, which is pretty hard amongst the vitreous body, which is a jelly-like fluid. And you can see some of the black stuff around the lens. That's the ciliary, or part of the ciliary body, that helps flatten the lens and things like that in response to changes in light coming in, things like that. Here I'm showing a little bit of the cornea and the iris, which I'll remove from the cornea because it's kind of stuck on it. I'll show you what it looks like laid out. And here it is laid out with the lens. So that's basically it for the sheep eye dissection. I didn't want to make it too long, just a quick run through the different parts and kind of how I did it so you guys could see it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.